द्वितीय का साक्षात्कार किया और संत पापा ने विवाहित दंपतियों के प्रति भी एकात्मता का प्रदर्शन किया। आप वेटिकन रेडियो से हिंदी प्रसारण सुन रहे हैं। अब प्रस्तुत हैं समाचार।
2 satellite Earth stations were introduced to feed 8 channels on 2 different satellites. This means that programs can be rebroadcast globally by over 1,000 broadcast affiliates, big and small, Catholic and ecumenical, public and private. Today, 40 language sections provide reports and commentary on how the Church affects the world and on how the world affects the Church. Live news broadcasts in English, Italian, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, and Polish can be heard throughout the day. There are sections dedicated to programs on specifically cultural, artistic, or spiritual themes. The FM channel, called 105 Live, was born out of the extraordinary experience of the Jubilee year 2000. Through a youthful and energetic stream of programming, the channel dialogues with the realities of the world around us, using all the means that modern communications have to offer. A liturgical framework marks Vatican Radio's broadcast day, from the Mass in Latin to the Rosary. A Mass in English is broadcast weekly to the Middle East, in response to requests by Catholics who live in Muslim countries, where there are no churches they can attend.
Jesus Christus.
A sound and music library is available to enrich radio productions in the different languages. A separate music department produces hours of quality programs that are appreciated by music lovers of all ages. One of Vatican Radio's official responsibilities is that of recording and relaying the sound of all papal events in the Vatican. It then makes this sound available to radio stations and television networks that request it. The Vatican Television Center does the same thing with regard to images and pictures of papal activities. The integration of these services of documentation and communication by Vatican Radio and TV proved indispensable during the hectic days surrounding the death of Pope John Paul II and the election of Pope Benedict XVI. Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger was a frequent guest of the German program.
Per cortesia mi dovrebbe fare una prova di voce, grazie.
Zufällig kam mir vor kurzem das Ostergedicht von Rainer Kunze aus dem Jahr 1900.
Va bene così, grazie.
Zufällig kam mir vor kurzem das Ostergedicht von Rainer Kunze aus dem Jahre 1984 vor die Augen, das wohl recht genau die Empfindung.
On March 3, 2006, he returned to Vatican Radio as Pope Benedict XVI. During the visit, he dedicated the completely renovated Studio 3 to his predecessor, John Paul II. Before becoming Pope, Cardinal Karol Wojtyła recorded over 20 interviews with the Polish program in this very studio.
Per me è una grande gioia essere qui.
It is a great joy for me to be here. We know how 75 years ago Pius XI inaugurated Vatican Radio and thus gave a new voice to the Holy See, to the Church and to the Lord. With this voice, the Church could truly carry out the Lord's mandate, announce the gospel to all creatures, to the ends of the earth. Meanwhile, as I can see, in these 75 years, technology has become more perfected and sophisticated. Today, the voice of Vatican Radio can reach every part of the world. It can enter many homes, and, above all, there's a lovely reciprocity. Not only speaking, but listening to the replies in a true dialogue in order to understand, to respond, and so to build the family of God. It seems to me that this is the significance of a means of communication like this, to help build this great family without frontiers, in which, with its various cultures and languages, we are all brothers and sisters, and we represent a powerful resource for peace.
Vatican Radio may have passed the three-quarter century mark, but it's still looking straight ahead. The internet site, which was developed in-house, makes all programs available live and on demand, anywhere and at any time. Texts, too, are published and distributed using 15 different alphabets. It's the most multicultural website in the Catholic Church, another sign of its universality. The IT department is on call to ensure that every computer in the radio is doing what it's supposed to do.
Francesco, su quale linea mi mandi l'udienza del Papa stamattina? Ah, ok, la 19 come sempre.
Programs go to air thanks to a fully automated and computerized system.